Quick video here today, folks. Have my Yakima 1A rain gutter rack system here. It's about 20 years old. I'm reviving it for my 94 Ford truck and wanted to get it installed. I noticed that I had the lock cores taken out of the locks and wanted to install them, and I made an error installing this one and I didn't clock it correctly, resulting in it being stuck here in this knob. I called SKS after finding that my control key that is used to remove the lock cores did not work to remove the lock core. But as you can see here, I have the lock cores removed and wanted to find out how to remove them from this lock. Yakima promptly told me that they are not removable and that I would have to replace them. But as you can see here, they are not in the barrels. So the quick video here to show how to remove them. Okay, the way the same key system works is you have a control key, which is basically a blank key that's not cut. Insert it into the lock and the lock simply pulls out. And if you look at the detail here, it's basically this small spring-loaded flange here that traps it in there. Look at the older system, it has the same spring-loaded flange that locks it in. The difference is the control key does not actuate that part. This is the older style lock barrel that has a number printed on the outside, whereas the new ones, or I should say the intermediate ones, do not have a number stamped on the outside. The latest model has a number stamped here on the die cast piece, and this is an intermediate one. It does not have that. The number is actually stamped on the key. Another thing to note is that on this lock system you can see the small hole on the right hand side at the bottom here. That basically prevents you from installing the barrel any one way, the lock barrel, any other way than in one orientation. It can only go in one way. This early style, if you look down there at the base of this, maybe a little bit difficult to see the camera with the camera, but there is a slot at the base here, and if you have this locking pin in the wrong orientation, this one's jammed up. If you have that in the wrong orientation, which is what happened to me, I had this up too far when I slid the lock barrel in. Essentially, you freeze the pin in an upward position, and if it's installed in the knob here, you cannot get it out. To remove this early style, again, there's no control key for this. To remove the early style, you have to essentially slide a pin in to the barrel here to actuate down this flange. Slide that spring-loaded flange down, and then you can extract it. As I just mentioned, if you've already installed it and you've installed it incorrectly in this knob, there's no access to this barrel. Let me demonstrate how to remove it from the barrel. Alright. The key in the unlocked position, use a small wire or a pin to press that flange, and then you can just pop out the lock core. I'd like to attempt to save this core and the knob if possible. So what I've done is I've measured the distance from the face of the lock to that spring-loaded flange. And I've transferred that measurement over here to this knob. And what I'm going to attempt to do is to drill a hole down in through this knob to get access to this spring-loaded pinch. Well, it was very fiddly, but I managed with this small hole to access this spring-loaded flange and depress it and pull it out using this small tool. I had to make the hole a little bit larger than I had planned in order to see what I was doing, but I was able to get it out. I'll fill that hole with some 2-part epoxy and we'll be good to go.